Welcome into the Staying Like Men podcast. I'm Daniel Tromberg.
And I'm Logan Ingram.
And we're here to discuss what it means to be a man of God and what godly masculinity is. And we're glad that you're here. Sorry we missed last week. I had a sinus infection.
That's all right. That's all right. We're back.
It's the time of year. So what are we talking about today?
Well, if we're going in order, we're talking about drunkenness and violence today.
Yeah. At the same time, or?
I mean, we can.
Okay. I'd planned on different episodes. But
well, that's fine. Yeah.
We can do.
I was just saying that those are the next two.
Okay. Yeah. Let's split it up into two episodes.
That's
so
totally
that we can
fine
plan
with
ahead,
me.
or so that we have something to go with. So yeah, not given to drunkenness. And I've realized that we haven't actually been reading the verse for the past several episodes. So
I thought it was recorded.
It was, but we never said, "Hey, we're going to read the verse now," and so we never dropped it in. So,
okay,
dear listeners, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but we're going to read the verse now.
1 Timothy chapter 3, 1-7. Here is a trustworthy saying: whoever aspires to be an overseer desires a noble task. Now the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him, and he must do it in a manner worthy of full respect. If anyone does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. He must also have a good reputation with outsiders, so that he will not fall into disgrace and into the devil's trap. So, not given to drunkenness is found in verse 3.
I had a quick shout out to a website that I found.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk. Say you had a quick shout out to somebody that you know that's a drunkard.
Hey, Isaac.
This is for you.
Put the bottle down. I don't actually know anybody named Isaac who's drunk.
I don't either.
I know one guy named Isaac, but he's not a drunk. Or is he?
I know one guy, and he's a good dude. He's definitely not a drunk.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I wasn't going to shout out somebody. This was not going to be an attack on anybody. There was the website BibleHub.com, the word BibleHub, HUB.com. I found that recently, and it is a website that you can actually look up the Greek and the Hebrew, and it will give you the definitions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started doing this recently where I'll go to the verse, and it'll split it up into a table, and it'll have what the Greek word is, and it'll have the meaning of that word, how that word is traditionally translated in a passage, but it'll also have a link to the specific Greek or Hebrew words that you can go and read an entire dictionary entry on that word. I think Strong's is I have to look that up before I actually put that in there. But yeah, it'll actually give you the concordance for the Greek and Hebrew, which is really cool. And so it
is.
There have been several times I've looked at that. I'm like, okay, the word for,
the letter for, or for you,
the word FOR, because we have the word for has a dozen or more different meanings.
Did I say the letter for?
I said the letter 4. You said the number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
I don't think there is a letter 4.
Did I say letter? I said letter 4. Shoot.
The number 4, the letters FOR.
Oh gosh. And then
not the number 4,
word
FOUR.
This is a special day.
Yeah.
Man alive.
Trip me up. I thought I said the letter 4.
No,
we'll probably go back and listen and see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be cutting out a lot of this episode. The word for, and when you're reading in Acts and it says, repent and be baptized for the remission of your sins, for the forgiveness of your sins. It's okay, well, what does for mean? Is it for going into forgiveness of sins? Is it for doing this causes the forgiveness, like what does that mean? And
Yeah.
so you can actually go into like looking at the Greek, they have different words for that translate down into for. And so like it's kind of a weakness of the English language that we have a dozen or more definitions for the word for, but like that didn't start out that way. And so for reference, I learned this a while back. Like in that context, for is eis, E-I-S, and it is like into. So if you've heard of eisegesis, like exegesis is reading the text and pulling from the text.
Yeah.
Eisegesis is reading the text and putting your translation into the text.
Oh.
And so ice is, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Ice or ease is when you like repent and be baptized into the forgiveness of sins. Like, oh, cool. Anyway, that's what that means.
Okay.
But yeah, I learned that from BibleHub.com.
All right.
And so if you're looking for a good Bible study, and if you're like, what is this actually like? What did they actually mean by that? You can use Bible Hub, and you can jump over to what the original Greek meant, and then so you can kind of do your own little detective translation work.
I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I found that I wanted to share it with the fellas and the ladies and the lady folk who happen. I know of one lady who listens to the podcast.
Yep.
She would hit me if I said her name.
Well, then don't.
She is not prone to violence, but she might make an exception. Anyway, that was my shout out, BibleHub.com.
Okay.
It was a long-winded shout out, but it is what it is. What did you take from not given to drunkenness?
I believe it's what it says. I mean, I've always wrestled with the whole no alcohol thing, and not because I'm an alcoholic and because I love it or anything. It's because through all my reading, I never saw anywhere where it said you cannot drink alcohol. Mm. And every verse that I ever saw that brought up alcohol in any way, it was talking about drunkenness and losing, which to me means losing self-control. Mm-hmm. And if we're looking historically in at Bible times, there's no grape juice. I mean, maybe for a couple days,
yeah,
but that's not what they're drinking.
Except for the wedding that Jesus was at that one time.
Except for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only...
He turned water into Welch's.
Right, exactly.
He didn't turn water into wine.
I'm pretty sure wine is wine, no matter what.
Oh, it is.
And it's what you serve at a wedding, and it gets better as the night goes on, clearly.
Yeah.
Based on the host or whatever that guy's title was.
Yeah.
Who came to the groom and said, like, hey, you saved the best for last. It's like,
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but hey, good for you.
So not only did Jesus make wine, but he made
it was
good wine.
Dang good wine,
dang
apparently.
Good wine. Yeah.
And
I think that is what the Greek says, dang good.
Dang good.
That's what it means. BibleHub.com.
There it is. Yeah, that's the
not
original,
a sponsor.
The original Greek. But and so in my mind, not giving to drunkenness goes back to self-control.
Yeah.
You maintain self-control. Mm-hmm. If you are drinking, you do not allow it to go too far where you lose your inhibitions and your self-control. Mm-hmm. Because of course, then you're out of control and you don't have, you lose all your faculties and you make horrible decisions. You treat people bad, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of bad things happen when that happens.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And like we've talked a lot about, self-control and temperance over the past couple weeks. It's like, I mean, you cannot be a man if you lose control.
Right.
And we've talked about that for over a year now. It's like you have to have self-control. It's a reaction it's a response over reaction. It's being intentional about things. Like, I completely agree. I have some things I want to read, from Bible Hub. That's kind of why I shouted it out. It's pastoral and contemporary application is what this section is. I'm just going to say. So here's some here's 4 points that they said you can apply from this. For a testimony, a leader ruled by any substance forfeits credibility when calling others to spirit-filled life. So we're talking stewardship. Oversight demands clear-minded and steady hand. And then they have the Greek word there that I forgot how to pronounce. Paroinos. Paroinos.
Sounds great.
Yeah, paroinos, living undermines both. Man, I really wish I'd practiced that more. Shepherding the weak. In cultures where alcohol ruins homes, elders model liberation in Christ by their restraint. And then finally, principle of transfer. While the term addresses wine, paroinos, addresses wine, the principle extends to other intoxicants and addictions that jeopardize holiness. So it's more than just... It's not an unfair application to take. It's not. Oh my gosh,
you got it.
I didn't. I lost it.
Oh,
I started that sentence with confidence and then I lost it. So this verse is not just talking about wine or alcohol. This is talking about any sort of addictive substance.
Yeah, any kind of mental alteration in my mind.
Anything
Something
that
alters your mental state.
Yeah.
Through chemicals and stuff is not good for you.
No. So yeah, we're talking anything that impairs your judgment and removes your self-control or impairs your self-control is a problem. And I've got one more thing I wanted to read from them. The prohibition does more than regulate a beverage. It safeguards the leader's moral judgment and spiritual alertness, like you were saying, self-control. Drunkenness dulls discernment, invites violence, and wars against the fruit of self-control. By excluding the paroinos man from office, Paul defends the church's witness and protects it from the instability that accompanies substance abuse. There were a lot of big words there.
Yes, there were.
So the things that from those 2 screenshots that, as I was reading through it, I'm like, these are good. I took some screenshots. The big thing is our credibility is at stake. And then our maintaining our judgment. We don't want to impair our judgment, which allows us to be self-controlled. And then ultimately it's not, we do not want to damage our witness. And if we're drunk, how are people going to it's kind of like a faithful with little, you're faithful with much situation, where if I can't even control myself with alcohol, how can I control myself with my words or with my other actions?
Yeah. And this does not work in practice. Okay. And in any practicality, when you say, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
That does not work in reality.
No one ever does that.
No one is going to listen to you. You lose your credibility. And that's a big part of what Christian leaders are supposed to have is a little bit of credibility, right?
Yeah. And so I meant to say this first, the list from 1 Timothy is a list of characteristics of a spiritual leader, in the church, in the congregation. It doesn't necessarily, the men we're talking to right now are not necessarily elders. Just because they're not elders or shepherds or they don't want to be that doesn't mean that these characteristics are not characteristics of a godly man. And men are at the very minimum, men are expected to lead in their home. At the very least. And usually a good godly man can be found leading more than that.
Yeah.
And so this whole don't be a drunkard, don't be given to much wine, and don't be addicted to things. It carries a lot of weight in all parts of your life.
Yeah. It absolutely does. I've seen So growing up around psychiatric health, I've seen numerous people who have alcohol or drug-induced psychosis. And you talk about something horrible. You know, they were given too much drunkenness so far to the point of their brain altered its chemistry,
Mhm.
and they no longer can function in society.
Yeah.
That's really scary. But you see that temporarily when people get drunk.
Mhm.
I mean, that's practically what it is psychosis. It's an altered mental state where their brain cannot make good decisions.
Mhm.
And there's also this big risk of violence, like what you talked about. I've seen lots of people who are happy drunks, and I've seen lots of people who are really angry, mean drunks.
Mhm.
And who determines that?
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what determines that, but I don't want to take that chance. And I don't want like how do you lead people well like that? If that's the state you come in, 1 second you're fine, the next second you're violent.
Mhm.
Like there's no stability.
No.
And there's no predictability in your leadership at all.
Mhm.
And so we've got to have that, though. We've got to have stability in our life. And that's one area that we can lose it in a heartbeat.
Well, and how can you trust yourself?
Absolutely. And that's a
'Cause if-
big problem that these patients had is they'll tell you this. They're like, okay, I can't trust you because I cannot even trust myself.
Mhm.
I know. And these are guys who are mentally altered because of whatever. You know, a lot of them were because of drug and alcohol induced psychosis, but their brain gets to where they cannot trust their own thoughts.
Mhm.
And so how on earth could they ever trust you too? And so I know that doesn't answer the question you were talking about, but
Oh yeah, I was going to go a different direction. Like
Yeah,
when you're
sorry.
in that like impaired state, you can't even trust yourself to make a decision.
that's correct.
Because I mean, a person who is drunk or who is impaired, like they can't trust themselves in that state
No.
because like we've been talking for a while, months now, that you have to be intentional about everything. You have to be
Yes.
intentional. You have to be focused. You have to be self-controlled. And if you're in that impaired state, you cannot trust yourself to do those things.
No.
It's going to be a knee-jerk gut reaction
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah. Like it goes back to the response versus reaction piece
Mm-hmm.
that we mentioned a long time ago, or our episode was about.
Mm-hmm.
Is there's not going to be any slow responses
No,
in that kind of state. It's just going to be a reaction.
it's just knee-jerk.
Yes.
A few
Which are
weeks
unpredictable.
a few weeks ago, I've said that, we are water and we're going to follow the path of least resistance unless we intentionally choose not to.
Right.
And so like when you're in that state, you have no ability to be intentional about anything because you're impaired. I knew a guy, I tried to have a conversation of like, there's nothing wrong with having a little alcohol and like talking to him about that. Like, the problem comes when when you become impaired and you can't control yourself. He goes, the problem is, this is him talking to me. He goes, the problem is one drink of alcohol impairs you. It may not be a lot, but it's at least a little bit. And so you can't say that, like, you can't make that blanket statement of like, once you become impaired, that's when it's a problem. And it's not a hard line. It's kind of like ice melting.
Right.
Like, at what point is the ice melted? So far, I feel like, oh, man, I'm struggling with this one because I've never had an issue with alcohol.
Me either.
I've never been interested in it. I've never I've never had an issue like wanting to drink alcohol and wanting to be drunk. So I'm struggling to discuss it on a level of, like I can't speak to a drunkard about, like, someone who is given too much wine.
Right.
Like I can't speak to them about. I can talk about the dangers of it. I can talk about it from a metaphysical,
Yeah.
metaphorical,
Metaphysical.
from a like big picture view. But I don't have an experience with alcohol, so I can't speak to them about like what they're going through necessarily.
Right. Yeah. Part of a huge part of our job as godly men is to provide a stable environment for our family, our friends, our community, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe if you're constantly in a state of drunkenness, then you're don't have self-control. You might be angry and violent. You might not be trustworthy either. You might tell somebody something and maybe not remember that you told them to do that, or that you would do that, and then you become a liar. So then now your word is not worth anything. And so you're not providing any kind of stability for people around you. People can't trust you. They can't trust your actions. They can't trust your mood. They can't trust a lot, really anything about you, except, I don't know what they can believe that will happen.
Well, yeah.
Right. There's zero stability and zero predictability.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of stability, they may not even know which one they're getting that day. Are they getting sober or are they getting drunk? And
I've heard that from a lot of men that I've talked to recently, is that when they were growing up, their dad would come home, and that was the first question they would ask themselves: which dad is it? Mm-hmm. Which dad just walked in the door? And they don't know.
Yeah.
They have no idea which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's zero predictability or stability in that family. They live in fear all the time, and nervous and anxiety all the time. And that is exactly the opposite of what we're called to do. We're called to be a safe place for our family, for those around us, our community, everything. Like we talked about with the bear and the woman in the woods and stuff. It doesn't even matter if Joe Blow over there knows that I'm not a drunkard. I'm just not.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't really matter if he thinks I am or not. I'm not. And so I'm a stable thing for them, at least like this community and our church. And so that's what we're called to do, is to be a safe place, be a safe thing. And I believe if you give yourself into that, you aren't. And you're doing it purposefully. Like that's not something you just slip into, like true psychosis that you just late onset schizophrenia or something might be a chemical imbalance or trauma response or whatever. Alcohol is a choice, and taking it too far is a choice.
Yeah,
absolutely. At some point, it almost becomes not a choice anymore because your body is so physically dependent on it, and so is your brain.
Yeah.
And that's where the addiction comes in. So I'm not necessarily speaking to that as being a choice or not, but you choose to start, you choose to take it too far. One day it's just you're gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a choice to take it too far. And the problem is when you don't know that it's too far until it's too far.
Right.
And if you're just sitting having a party or having a get together with some friends and you start drinking, and your good times are happening and you just have a little bit more. At what point is too much? Once you're in the moment, you can't make that decision because you're already impaired. You've already had alcohol. Your judgment is now impaired. And again, nothing wrong with having alcohol, but there is a problem with getting drunk.
Yep.
And when you don't have control over your decision-making skills or ability, or when you don't have any, when you've lost your judgment is impaired or altered.
Yeah.
You can't make that decision there. So you have to decide before then.
Okay. Stepping back to the taking it too far, you don't really realize that no one that I am aware of or know of has ever had a life goal of becoming an addict.
Yeah.
No one that I know of was born and grew up thinking, I can't wait to be an addict one day. It just happened because they continually lived that life, continually made choices, and were not intentional about not becoming that.
Yeah.
Because when you're intentional about not becoming addicted to it and living a lifestyle of drunkenness, then it will just happen. You got to be intentional going into everything. And we talk about it all the time. Everything really has to be intentional. If we're trying to be this person, we have to be intentional about getting there. We cannot just la through life. I was talking to a group of guys the other day about your path and your vision, or staying on the right path and all of that stuff. And it's, I can have the intention of getting to Hawaii from Los Angeles in a floating tube and some floaties on my arms, and just by jumping in the ocean. Am I going to get there? I don't even know what the odds of that are happening, is me actually making it to Hawaii. But my intention was to get there. I mean, I hope I get there. Hope
Yeah.
is not a strategy.
No.
We have to be intentional. Like if I wanted to get to Hawaii, I would book a plane to Los Angeles probably, and then book another plane to Hawaii. Like it's very clear path. There's clear steps, and that's, I get there eventually.
Yeah.
But if I just throw myself into the ocean and go, I'm headed to Hawaii, even if I have a general direction, I'm not going to get there.
No.
Right. Because I'm not taking the right steps. I'm not intentionally taking steps that I need to actually get to there. And that's what intentionality is. And so being intentional, if we just are flippant about it and say, well, I'm just going to drink whenever I want to, or drugs or whatever it is recreationally, there's no hard line. And you're just kind of floating around. And eventually, you step over that line and you don't realize it. And there's a lot of, physical reasons that might happen too. Like alcohol responds to body weight and height and metabolism rates. And did you eat something today or not? What did you eat?
Yeah.
Have you had any water today? And what kind of diet have you been on previously? Are you on any other medications? Like there's a million things that can change the point at which you become drunk.
Yeah.
On the same amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
So you could have the same amount of alcohol 2 different days in a row and it react totally different and you respond totally differently physically to it. And so being intentional about not giving into drunkenness, and that might be, hey, I don't ever drink. And that was my stance for a long time. It's like, I will not be this person. And so I will not ever try it or do it. And that's been my stance on a lot of things. Like I have no intent. I am not going to be a cocaine addict. So guess what? I'm not ever going to try cocaine. Like that was my goal was not ever to be an addict.
Yeah.
So,
you should give it a shot just to know what you're missing.
Right.
Hold
on.
How absurd is that logic though?
Oh, I know. That is an absurd logic. And I cannot even tell you how many people use that logic on me early in my life about alcohol. Yeah. So I wouldn't do it.
When someone, like, you hear all the time, like when someone says, I'm not going to drink, they're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I had people say it's not bad, Logan. And I'm like, I never said it was bad.
Yeah.
I just said I don't want any.
Yeah.
Like, where did that even come from? It's not bad. It's not, you're not sinning.
No.
I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? I just said I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's like, you're the one bringing it up. Oh man, but we have to be intentional.
Yeah.
And
it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the year with action plans.
Yes, that's
like,
that was a big part of what I was talking about.
Like, it's not just, I have a goal of like not doing this anymore, not being whatever. Well, unless you have a plan and you're just hoping that it happens, it's never going to happen by accident. We are water. Like accident. Like if we just hope that things happen by accident, we're just going to get deeper and deeper into depravity.
Absolutely.
And addictions, and it's not going to stop at alcohol.
Nope.
Do you ever watch the show How I Met Your Mother?
No.
It's a stupid show.
I kind of figured that. That's why I never watched it.
It lasted like 9 seasons.
I know it was really popular, but I don't know why.
It was somewhat.
I never watched it.
There were bits and pieces that were really funny.
And what's crazy is I like all the actors in it. I know them all, but I never had any desire to watch that show.
There were some funny moments, and overall, I guess people would call it funny. But like, especially once you get to the finale, and like they revealed like like this is the finale, and it's like this is like I didn't watch it during the run. I watched it on reruns, not reruns. I binged it. But when I finished it, I'm like, I cannot believe I just wasted 9 seasons. Like I was very mad because I'm like, I should not have. If I had known that this was how it was going to end, I wouldn't have started it. Anyway, that's beside the point. There was one episode, the main character, whatever his name is, Ted, as he's narrating, he's like, kids, my mom always told me nothing ever good happens after 2 a.m. So just go to bed. And then the whole episode is him like staying up and doing stuff, going to a bar with his friends, and then meeting people and going out. And frequently throughout the episode, he's like, nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m. Just go to bed. And then hijinks and antics happen, and then supposedly hilarity ensues, and then of course something really awful happens at like 3 or 4 a.m. He's like, see, nothing ever happens after 2 a.m. And then everybody's sick, everybody's gross or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? There's actually a lot of wisdom in that.
Yeah, there is.
And it's like, we were talking about, like, you can't make the decision in the moment. I know this guy struggles with pornography and lust and all that. And he's like, I can't look at my phone after midnight.
Yeah.
Because because of his job and the way, like, his current life, whatever, like, he doesn't get to bed till late. But like, he's like, once it hits midnight, I have to put my phone down, because my judgment is so impaired at that point. I'm just tired and I'm getting ready for bed anyway. But like, there comes a point in the night when my judgment is so impaired that I cannot trust myself on my phone, even if he hasn't been looking at pornography all day. Like, he'll be fine and like resist all the temptations and then look away from everything and not have an issue. But then once there comes a certain point when he's just tired and his judgment is impaired. That's another thing that we didn't talk about, is that there's a lot of things that impair judgment. It's not even just drinking alcohol. It's like lack of sleep, not eating well, not exercising enough, exercising too much. Like, there's a lot of things that can impair your judgment.
Yeah.
And so this guy I know, he's like, yeah, there comes a point when I can tell when my judgment is impaired and I need to just put it away. And that's an intentional decision that he makes of, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get to a point where I'm not going to get to the point where I've succumbed to temptation so much that I have to backtrack. Cause like it's hard. It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Cause like, especially if you're prone to alcoholism, and you start drinking, and like, if you're an alcoholic and you start drinking, like, once you start drinking, you can't come back from, like, it's so hard to come back from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And any addiction is that.
And there's a difference between, I brought up being a happy drunk earlier. Well, it's funny. All the alcoholics and drug addicts I've ever known, they might act happy, but they're not joyful.
Mm-mm.
They don't have joyful lives.
No.
And you can see it. I mean, you can see it in alcoholics and drug addicts all the time. When they get clean, dude, their eyes are bright. Mm-hmm. They have actual joy. Their skin looks better. Their brain works. Because even if you're given to that stuff regularly, it doesn't just alter your brain in that moment and then it goes away as soon as you sleep it off.
Yeah.
You stay in an altered state for the most part. Yeah, maybe you're not falling and laughing at everything hysterically, but they're depressives, right? They're depressants.
Yeah.
They depress everything.
Yeah.
So your brain is sluggish, your mood is down, you might be tired. And that's excluding all of like the hangover stuff and all the physiological stuff that happens with that after being drunk. But like, I can tell, I have friends who I don't see them regularly, but I see them online maybe or on Zoom, and I can tell when they've been smoking marijuana. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not high right that minute. I can tell that, but I know when they have been pretty regularly, their whole mood is different. Everything about them is different. And I know I have some friends who struggle with alcohol, and the same thing. When I see them, I know. Yeah. Because you can tell. Mm-hmm. They're not drunk at that moment, but you can tell it. They don't have the fire that they normally do for life. Mm-hmm. They're not enthusiastic about stuff. And so that's another part of it. Like, how can you lead people if you're in that kind of mood all the time? There's a cloud over you all the time. Yeah. I don't know how you lead your family or anybody.
Well, it's any sort of addictive substance. Right. And you're saying, like, it's substance or material or act. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, addicted to gambling, addicted to shopping, addicted to social media, addicted to porn. Like, it's any sort of addictive thing. Yeah. Like, you can tell. And it's, I use the this analogy with the kids in the youth group. It's like, listen, when you're struggling with pornography or whatever, you cannot get help from people who are also in quicksand.
Right.
And so, like, if we are, as men, are expected to lead, we can't help people out of the quicksand of addiction if we are also in the quicksand of addiction.
Right.
You gotta get out. Talk to your brothers. Talk to other men that are strong. Get out of it so that you can help others.
Yeah, and make the determination: is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so when Paul is saying not given to drunkenness, it's about, you've got to be stable. You've got to maintain your credibility with people, because there's some people that I don't trust because I know that they're addicted to whatever. Like, because of their addictions, I'm like, okay, I love them and I want what's best for them. I want God. I know that God loves them and that they have infinite value, but I'm not going to trust my family around them. I'm not going to trust my son around them. I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to be watching you.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust you. Credibility and what was I trying to say? Don't damage your witness.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're given too much wine, if you are indulging in this addictive behavior, whatever that behavior is, like, you're damaging your witness. Whether people,
It was loud.
yeah, whether people know that you are addicted or not, like, they can tell. They can tell if something's wrong with you.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Like, we've got to be intentional, and it's really, some people say, well, it's hard to not do that when my friends are inviting me out, and it's hard to quit. It's hard to, whatever your excuse is. And really the question isn't, is it hard? It's actually, is it worth it? Like I said a few minutes ago, you just have to determine, is it worth it? And to me, leading my family well, being a contributing member to society is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Making that decision, it's absolutely worth it to me, and staying away from as much as I can.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about, like, you knew some people who dad was drunk and they didn't know which one. Like, when you are succumbing to these addictive things, like, you're a threat to your family.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean, if you're addicted to porn, it seems like it's a victimless crime, or victimless, quote unquote, sin. But the problem is, it's not necessarily attacking you. Like, the sin is not necessarily attacking you, but it is attacking your family.
It's attacking your spirit. I promise you.
Yeah,
that.
it's attacking your spirit,
And
whether
your
you
mental state,
feel it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't
It
want to
alters your brain.
It does, because it's an addictive thing,
Absolutely.
and, like, you become reliant on it. And,
Yeah.
But
What it even alters, like, how you perceive the world.
yeah,
It's not just a man and wife and sex and stuff. It's like,
No.
you literally walk the world with a cloud, and like, colors aren't as bright. It sounds kind of dumb, but
Yeah.
but that's how it is.
yeah,
Is it's your mind is shut off to the beauty of the world,
Yeah.
for the most part.
because you're just looking for your next dopamine hit.
Yeah. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
It's really scary, honestly.
It's about being intentional in your life. Like, in all things, it's intentionality. It's not just hoping that it's going to be better. It's like being intentional about, I'm not going to allow my judgment to be impaired. I'm not going to lose my self-control because I'm physically unable to be in control. But the intentionality comes from, you have to make that decision before you're in the quicksand. Because once you, like, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Like, once you start down that road and start indulging in whatever, your judgment is impaired. And you got to set up safeguards, and you got to be intentional about the decisions that you're going to make, and decide these things before you're in that position. Because when you're in that position, you cannot make sound judgment calls because your judgment is impaired. All of it was a good thought process, but
was it.
Man, it was poorly elocuted. Elocuted?
Elocuted.
What's the word? Elocution.
Eloquently put.
Eloquently put. Sure. Killing it today. I'm sorry.
I can't do it either. Thank you for joining us today on the Stand Like Men podcast. We really appreciate y'all being here. And if you're enjoying this show, we would love to hear from you guys. We'd love to, if y'all would give us a rating, you'd send us a comment, send us an email. We'd love to have any questions you might have. Throw us a topic. We would love to hear from you guys. You can email us at standlikemen@gmail.com. You can message us on Facebook, Instagram, all the other platforms, YouTube, whatever. But we'd love to hear from you guys, and thanks for joining. Our verse is 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14.
Be watchful.
Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong.
Let all that you do be done in love.